My name is Shadrach. It's Shadrach Osenwudiamen Okonafor. I'm from Nigeria, Abuja specifically. I studied software engineering at Ontario Tech. I guess when I came, it was known as University of Ontario Institute of Tech, but it got renamed for some stupid reason. I forget. I moved to Canada 2016 September. And I chose Canada, so the two options were Canada or the UK, and the US was too expensive, and Canada's like more affordable than the UK, and like it's easier to immigrate to Canada like after you're done school. Canada's like a nice like very what's the word like flaccid society. So,
You have to choose a different word.
Canada's a very chill place.
What is your planned career path with software engineering?
So with software engineering, my plan is to I never want to go into management because I don't like telling people what to do or even just being coercive. Um, I I want to be like an individual contributor. I hope that as I get more years of experience in the field, I will get to maybe be less hands-on on the work and just be more of a guide to younger developers and just kind of like be the visionary while other guys do the work.
So why'd you agree to this interview?
Because you're my best. I agreed to this interview because you're my best friend, and like I would not have said no to it. Plus, I think I'm on camera like twice a year, so I feel like this is a good break from like the norm. I typically would not even like agree to like being on someone's Snapchat story. I was talking about a whole ass interview, so I love you.
How has COVID affected your day-to-day life, or just lockdowns in general? You don't even have to mention COVID.
Okay, so I feel like the lockdown started at a really interesting point in my life where like I feel like I'm typically not very I feel like my social life could definitely use some work. I don't put in as much effort as I could be. But I feel like just when the pandemic started, I was putting in more effort and I was starting to just like go out more and like hang out with people more, and then the pandemic hit and then the lockdowns and then that kind of like put a halt in it. So I feel like I had good momentum, but like I kind of lost that.
What were some of the positives of the lockdowns?
Positives.
Yeah, just yeah.
At the start, I was in a relationship, so I got to see my girlfriend. Like we literally, I think right after the pandemic started, we started seeing each other. We pretty much lived with each other for like the next couple of months, and that was really good at the time. I really loved that period of time.
Um, I know you have a fear of dogs.
Yeah.
It's always a good start. Uh, why are you afraid of dogs?
So like I'm not afraid of dogs. I don't like being like touched. I don't like being touched like outside of my control. I want to be able to like say like stop touching me and like it would stop. But like you can't really guarantee that with dogs. So it's kind of like a an uncontrollable force of like licking and like just like on you, and you just can't fully like resist it. So I can't. It's just I'd rather be in control of it. You know, at least with a person you can say like yo like don't lick me. And, like, hopefully they stop. You know.
What is a controversial belief you hold?
I believe that we are absolutely not in control of our day to day, like our actions. Like we're just like we we are conscious of the fact that we're doing stuff, but the stuff is being done whether or not we are like we're not in control of it. It just happens, and then we're aware of it, and we have feelings doing it while we're doing it and after we do it, but we're not necessarily choosing what we do. And the fact that it's if you scale that up to the entire planet of people just like doing it at total control of like their instincts and their like chemical processes, then like you realize just how random this whole shit is. And
Do you think we have free will?
no, I think we don't have free will. I think we're slaves of our various chemical processes, and just like our body just like is what it is, and it just like at any point in time it's just like doing what it will at that point in time, and we're not in control, but our mental process kind of like simulates control, but it's not control.
What do you have to say about the state of affairs today?
What do I have to say about the state of affairs? I try to be conversationally apolitical because it's so difficult. It's one thing to have political views. It's another thing to speak about your political views and like actually have a conversation with somebody else that has varying political views. So like a lot gets lost in translation. So I find it really difficult to talk to people about politics. I just naturally avoid it, and especially being like kind of like a black man in like our time. Like I feel like there's a lot of like context to it that I'm supposed to have. I feel like as a black person in the like in this period of time, there are like certain expectations about what you should feel about certain things and all of that, and there is a it's almost like an unspoken responsibility, but I don't necessarily like I relate to it and I understand like the trauma and the context behind all of that, but I try as much as possible to resist like just being confrontational about those type of things, or just like I don't want to be in constant awareness of my race. Like I don't think it's healthy. Like, but it's not. It is a constant. It's a fact, but I don't want to be in constant awareness of it. It's just it should be a thing that is just it just is like I have two eyes. So like, what's the difference? It's another like physical fact.